Hey guys, it's Awesomemoose, and last stream I went to Mantis Village, defeated the Mantis Lords, and made it to Deepnest. That's all you need to know for this video, so enjoy! So we started back off in Crystal Peak, and made our way beyond into a different area, found this toll machine, inserted some geo, it opened up the gate, and it led us to the Infected Crossroads, which is just a change that occurs to the Forgotten Crossroads at a certain point, I guess. But the bugs here are really annoying because all of the normal bugs have turned into ones that are covered in orange goo, and whenever they die or attack, they explode, which deals a lot more damage and is a lot more annoying. Anyways, I dashed across this gap and made my way up, and then made my way over through this still infected area, where I bumped into some primal aspect type creatures, and I actually found an arena event that I had to partake in. I had to defeat a whole bunch of these things in a contained area, but eventually I did easily just make it through all of the enemies, and the doors opened, and a path also burst open, and in this area we found a glowing womb charm, which I guess spawns hatchlings that'll help us out in battle. We go back to Salubra, and we decide that we want another charm notch, so we can wear more charms. So we buy that, and then we go back to the bank and drop off some geo we had collected, just traveling through the infected crossroads and other areas, just so that we don't lose any at any point. Safe in there now. And after that, we head to the Fungal Wastes and make our way into Mantis Village, which is a sub-area there. And we make our way through, fighting this flying mantis, and just looking around before we discover this pit that we fall down. We make our way through this area below, the deeper parts of the Mantis Village, and eventually at the bottom come across the Mantis Lords, who we have to challenge in order to move on. So we start to fight them, and there are 4 attacks that they do. This is one of the, well, 3 attacks. This is one of them where they throw their sword, another where they dash, and another where they drop on you. So after dodging and weaving these attacks, losing some health, we end up dying right here, reclaim our soul, and make our way back to challenge them again. And we got a little closer, but we still died again. Weaving their attacks isn't that difficult, but I do get caught up at points and keep dying a lot. So I just keep returning here. I die there again, and then I return and challenge them yet again, and I die yet again. But I just keep going at it because I need to defeat them. I get the first one down, I start to heal up, but I could only heal once, so it's not really that good. And now we're getting attacked by 2 at once, which they can do a sword cross pattern for throwing, and we get caught up by that and die again. But we come back, we make it through first stage again, and we start fighting the 2 again, but die yet again. Make our way back, just to yet again eventually meet our demise, which is, I think, yeah, like right here, yeah. And then try again, down 1 health yet again, and now we get caught up by their double swords again, die to them again, die again, and then we finally end up defeating the final 2 of them, and having defeated all 3, they let us pass, and we are allowed to move deeper, and this is where we get to Deepnest, which is a series of underground caves with a lot of creepy bugs. That's an area we can't get to yet. We do need a different ability. But we make our way up, and we find Cornifer, where we can buy a map for another very specific price of 38 geo. I don't know why he's asking for such odd amounts of geo. And then we come across these critters which creep up out of the ground, which kind of reminds me of the enemies in the Soul Sanctum that pop out of the ground. But we continue to make our way through the caverns, and here's one of the first new enemies here. It shoots orange goo at you just like a primal aspid would. But we make our way over and through, and we find this area which we can't get to, so we go down instead. And once we're down here, we start to look around. I think it would probably be a lot darker in here without my Lumafly lantern, but there are some tunnels where we also need to dodge bugs, which seem to only go in one direction. And yeah, we just keep dodging the bugs and make sure that we can do whatever we need to. Keep making our way down, and eventually we fall down into this area, which is another hot springs area, where there's a bench, and we can rest up. And we continue deeper into Deepnest, and we see a sign for the tram station, which we still don't have the pass for yet, but we see that this area is blocked off by a shade gate, which we needed a different ability to get through, so we're gonna have to come back to this area later. We refill at the hot springs on Soul, and this time we go to the left, because we know that the right is a dead end, ultimately. And make our way across. Some of the generic bugs are here. And we heal up. Continue making our way through this area with these new spider-like creatures. We see a grub up above here, so we decide that we do need to go after it and rescue it. So we make our way across the gap and free it. Wasn't that difficult. I'm glad we didn't fall at any point. And we keep fighting through these bugs and keep going deeper into the caverns. And yeah, we do actually discover that the corpses of the generic bugs turn into spiders in Deepnest, which is kind of annoying because we have to fight the enemies twice. But now we make our way up, and what we're hearing here seems very similar to some other dialogue we've heard, but it is Zote, the warrior, who is just trapped in a web. I don't know how to get through there yet, so we'll come back to it later. But we just keep fighting our way through, which we're not really seeing a lot of interesting stuff down here, but we do kind of just need to explore just so we know our way around when our map gets updated again. So we continue through, and eventually we make our way over to this area where we need to jump across a few dangerous areas. Pits filled with grubs, all of that. Some enemies at the end of it. Heal up just so that we're at full. And make our way up here. And fight off some more enemies. Fight that spider. Fight that spider. And we make our way to the corpse of this warrior, who we have to fight in his spirit form. So we decide we can challenge him. That's what we do. He pulls out his scythe, and starts spinning it like a saw blade, and we immediately get hit, but we just keep dodging and trying to attack him. It's not that hard to dodge his attacks, but it is still a very long fight, so that makes it so that we die. And after that, we decided that was a good place to leave it off. Alright, that's gonna do it for this video. Just a reminder, this is streamed live from my Twitch. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Peace out.